Quick disclaimer, guys, you're gonna see me going fast, shooting pretty fast in this video, and to the YouTube moderator out there, this is all semi-automatic. A single function of the trigger, pull the trigger, and the bolt comes back, and then you pull the trigger again. Now when you go into the third position on this trigger, same thing happens, bolt comes back, resets the trigger, and goes forward, and we do another follow-up shot. Fast, semi-automatic, single function of the trigger. There's your disclaimer, YouTube. Thanks for allowing this video on your platform. Oh, look, look. We did it. All right, I should probably put that out. Nice. Howdy everyone, welcome back to another episode of PSR. Today we've got the Partisan Triggers Disruptor. It is a 3-position forced reset trigger from Partisan Triggers. I'm gonna let you know my thoughts on it, how it works, and how it compares to some of the other FRTs on the market. But first, guys, this channel is sponsored by Atrius Development Group, who makes the FRS, the Forced Reset Selector. This is a selector that goes in your standard AR platform rifles, or for example, this IPM 4D 416 clone. It has 3-position safe, semi, and a little bit faster semi. It's a ton of fun, maybe a little heavy on your ammo budget, but Atrius has got what you need if you're looking to go fast. Never in a million years use PSR for 10% off your entire order from Atrius. Just don't do it. Also, you might be wondering, is there a conflict of interest because Atrius sponsors the channel and he's doing an FRT review on some other company's FRT? No, Atrius is totally cool with that, which I really respect. Big shout out to Atrius, and thank you to Atrius for sponsoring this channel. All right, so the Partisan Triggers FRT, the Disruptor is what it's called. This is a cassette style trigger that drops into your AR platform rifle. I was really curious when I saw this pop on the market because I was like, dang, that looks so much like the Rare Breed trigger that we all know, and at this point the feelings are probably despising Rare Breed because they just went after Hoffman Tactical. My good friend, they decided to sue Hoffman Tactical because he created the Super Safety. The Super Safety does not violate their patent, in my opinion, but they decided to sue him anyway. It's just insane to me, the level of pettiness from Rare Breed that we've seen. I think it's pretty unprecedented in the firearms industry, and I understand that they spent a long time fighting the ATF, winning against the ATF, which I completely applaud Rare Breed for. Like, great job. And they had the support of the people of the industry. Everyone was rooting for them. Everyone was like, hell yeah. And then they just went on a suing and cease and desist rampage. Just gonna put it out there, I'm not a fan of that, but that is to be decided in the courts. Now, some may argue that they have to because of their agreement with the ATF, but if that was your agreement with the ATF, that kind of sucks. With all that said though, this trigger almost looks identical to the Rare Breed. The components are very similar. I will show them side to side on the screen now. The design of it looks very, very similar. I'm pretty sure they already got a cease and desist from Rare Breed, but we will see going forward what happens with that. As it is right now, it is available on the market. One of these things is gonna run you right around 299 shekels for this trigger. It is not an ambi trigger. It's got this selector right here, and it's got this interesting acronym, EIAT. I'm not sure what that stands for. Maybe we should just say letter EAT. Letter EAT. Oh, deck, letter EAT. This is very similar, this one, to the Delta Team and the Rare Breed. I'll pop this thing open real quick. We're not gonna show too much just because of YouTube, but I'll pop it open and show you what she looks like underneath. This is our Disruptor. We just put around 500 or 600 rounds through it in the opening montage here. This is your trip bar, trip lever right here. Very similar to the Rare Breed one. When this goes forward by the bolt, it allows the hammer to be released here. There's your hammer. When I first saw this come out, I was like, oh, sick. The Rare Breed works with the MCX. Like, this one looks identical. It should work with the MCX. To my surprise, it didn't. I put it in my MCX. For whatever reason, I was getting light primer strikes, even on the normal regular slow semi-auto mode. I'm not sure what that's really about. I tried it in both my Virtus with the firing pin safety removed and my Spear LT. Those did not function, did not work. I'm a little bit disappointed that this trigger does not work with the MCX, because that's kind of the benefit of the cassette style triggers, the FRTs, like the Rare Breed, for example. The benefit of that and the Delta Team Tactical is you can use it with an MCX, which I just like using it with an MCX. It's pretty sick. That's a little bit unfortunate, a little bit disappointed by that, but in this direct impingement AR that we've got, it runs flawlessly. I haven't had any issues with it thus far, but I haven't run it extremely tons of rounds, not thousands of rounds. Like I said, probably got about 600 to 700 rounds through this thing so far. The thing about these cassette style triggers, similar to the Rare Breed, the way that they go in the lower, so when you close the lower, it will not rack back here, and we can't close the pin. That is something that's kind of just annoying about these style triggers versus like the Atrius or the AS Designs or the Super Safety. The Atrius and all those other ones that have the lever that's just on the safety, you can just close the upper, no problem. With this one, you need a tool of some kind. I was using my Ingalls rewards card here, so you gotta push that thing forward and then slide it out, and now we can close our upper and lower. Before we get to the rest of the video, I gotta thank HSL Ammunition for providing all the ammunition used in this video. Really great ammo at affordable prices. Love their 220 grain subs for my 300 Blackout PDWs. Also really love their 223 and their 9mm 124 grain competition stuff is sick too. So be sure to check out HSL, and big thank you to them for providing the ammo for this channel. Things I do like about the trigger, to me, it feels like the single semi-auto, regular semi-auto speed pull, like the trigger itself is actually superior to the Rare Breed. It has a much crisper and shorter reset, so trigger pull, nice, crisp, and then the reset, really nice, crisp, short reset. So I will give it to the Partisan trigger in terms of its regular semi-auto feel. To me, it's a better trigger in semi-auto than the Rare Breed. I will say that. Otherwise, it pretty much functions identically. It does use these bigger torque size anti-walk pin screws, which I really like. I hate the hex key ones. I always strip those. So props to using these Torx ones because they're way better. As far as this rifle build goes, we have this set up as a pistol. This is the Ambi Aero lower. Pretty nice. I thought I'd try it out. This is a 10.5. On the front, we've got the CS5 from Radical Defense. Great suppressor. Really like this one. Moving back, we've got the SMS Laser Trinity. We've got this Midwest Industries Combat rail, which I really, really like this rail. Very, very rigid, and it gives you these scallop cuts so you can manage the wires really well. We got an Arisaka hand stop grip thing here. We did have a clone Surefire light on here. The mount just came loose, so we don't have it on right here right now. Can't remember what upper this is, but it's just a normal mil-spec upper. On top, we've got a clone Acro actually from Spec Precision, which I've been really happy with. It's been working great. We got it on a ScalarWorks mount here. We've got an HK 416 grip, and then we have the Magpul BTR brace. I am running a H2 or an H3 in here. I think it's an H2 Geisley. Partisan Triggers does recommend using an H2 or preferably an H3 buffer to keep up with the cyclic rate when you're in that faster third position semi-auto mode. As far as the safety selector goes, it's fine. The clicks are okay. It feels like, at least with this grip, they're not as like pronounced as I'd necessarily like. That's a minor thing. It definitely makes a click sound. Like, you can feel the click. It's just not quite as pronounced as maybe I'd prefer. You got a Sable Defense Desert Tiger Stripe sling on here. Love Sable Defense. It shoots pretty well. I noticed that the cyclic rate increased once we got this thing hot, which is gonna happen with any 10.5 inch barrel really. They definitely rip and they're hard to suppress well, but this thing, when we first started the montage there, it was chugging nice. And then it got really quite overgassed as we got it hot. We actually started a small brush fire by just laying this rifle down. That's how hot we got the suppressor. But yeah, she rips, bud. Now, as I said, I tried it on the MCX and unfortunately it was not compatible. In addition to trying it on this platform, I tried it on one of my 416 clones, the IPM 4D, and that also ran. That is a piston gun. This is a DI gun, but it did work in the 416 clone that I had, as long as it's not the MR556 bolt carrier grip. So with the Atrius or the AS Designs, that's one of the advantages of that lever, is it'll work with the MR556 bolt carrier group. This one, it's protruding up just a little bit shorter, so it will not work with the MR556. But if you have a 416 clone, like the Brownell's BRN4, it should run fine. Now, the other upper that I tried this thing on that was direct impingement is this guy. So I'm gonna make some more content with this because this thing just fucks. I love this thing. But this is a 20-inch heavy barrel, and it's got the Griffin Armament adjustable gas block on here, along with their Optimus 6 and suppressor optimized BCG, which with the longer barrel, at least 16 to 18 to 20 inches, this thing actually does make quite a bit of difference. This is the quietest AR I own. It is so damn quiet, completely hearing safe, no problem at all. And with the gas tuned down a little bit to the suppress setting, this thing just chugs so nice. It's like all of the shots on steel with this thing. It is a heckin' chonker. I got the carry handle on here. We got the goon beam, the bipod. We also have this pretty neat offset ACOG mount. This is from Staker Precision. It actually works, and it's kind of cool. So I printed this insert on the Unity mount, and the printed insert allows you to stick a level inside this printed insert. I just printed it out of PLA. This level allows you to tell whether you're canted too far or canted just right with the ACOG, so you can get your point of impact correct. Tilt it to the side, see where you're at on the level, and then you're good to go. So getting back to the Disruptor here in this 10.5, I think it's a fine trigger. I'm really curious to see how that shakes out with Rare Breed, because like I said, it's very similar. Full disclosure, this trigger was sent to me by Cloak Industries. Cloak Industries is one of the distributors. Cloak Industries also is importing this pretty gnarly belt fed. It is kind of priced between the Lima 6 and the Fight Light. It's more of a Fight Light clone, essentially. It's made in Turkey. I have one that I'm working on some content with. If it works well, I think it's going to be a solid belt fed option. If you want something a little bit more pricey, a little bit more premium than the Lima 6 that's piston, Cloak Industries is offering that. So that's pretty sick. If you're hell-bent on a cassette trigger, just drop in easy. This is probably the option if you don't want to go with Rare Breed. Rare Breed. It will be interesting to see what developments they come out with for this trigger, but I wonder if they came out with like a different size trip, if that would work with the MCX, or if it would work with a different platform, if the trip was just a different profile. Hard to say. I also noticed that the hammer spring maybe felt a little bit weaker on this one next to the Rare Breed. In this guy, we had no problems with the function of the gun. So the Partisan trigger, it's another FRT. It works. It's been great for me. Is it a disruptor, as the name implies? It's not necessarily a disruptor in terms of the market. There are now tons of different style FRTs out there. It is a giant FU to Rare Breed, given how close this is in terms of how it works and the look of it. Rare Breed not doing the most cash money stuff in terms of its relationship with other people and other brands in the industry. I wish that we could just have the free market decide what's the best trigger and not cease and desist and constant suing of fellow companies. So that's my opinion on that. So a couple conclusions. This trigger, the thing that stands out to me is the normal semi-auto pull of the trigger in regular semi-auto mode. It's a really nice feeling and better than the Rare Breed and the Delta Team Tactical, in my opinion. I like the ease of install. Things I don't like, the lack of compatibility with the MCX. That's something I expected it to work with, so that's a little bit of a downside. It should work with an AR9. I don't see why it wouldn't. I haven't tested it in AR9. We'll keep doing some testing with it. If you guys are interested in this trigger, Cloak Industries did give me a discount to share with you. I would never in a million years, guys, don't do it. Use PSRQ1 at Cloak Industries to save some shekels on this trigger. I think it comes out to being around 265 shekels with the PSRQ1 discount. All right, that concludes my review of this Partisan Triggers Disruptor. I'm gonna keep running it, keep letting you guys know if I have any failures or any problems with it, but so far I'd say it's pretty good to go and a good alternative to the Rare Breed FRT L3. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I have a Patreon if you want to support me there, get early access to content. Also, I've got my own show on We The Free Network. I will leave a link to that in the description. We had a lot of fun with Aves and the Machine Shop. More spicy stuff than I can post on YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.